Good afternoon and welcome to Grandma Katie Crochets and Knits. Sometimes I quilt, but that's my other channel. You'll have to go watch that one. No, I have not recorded or posted a video in a couple of weeks. I have been very busy experimenting, okay? The first thing I've been experimenting with is I have been learning to knit socks, of all things. So a few weeks ago, I showed you all that I purchased yarn from Premier. It is the Farmstand, not the fruit, but the Farmstand in the colorway of pumpkin. There it is. And I purchased 2 skeins. And I also purchased size 2 double point knitting needles. They are the Knit Pro Zing. Right there. I purchased those from Amazon. And they are size 2 or 2.75 millimeter. Okay, so, and they come in a set of 4 double point needles, because that's what I was told from the pattern that I needed for the pattern. And there's the pattern. That's the back side of the pattern anyway. So I learned how to do a, let me pull this pattern out and tell you. I learned how to do the, what is it called? Judy's Magic Cast On. Okay. And it took me several tries before I got it down. And I mean several. But I finally got it. So I did the Judy's Magic Cast On. I knitted the toe of the sock. Ooh, I got that toe down. Okay, there's the toe. And I began following the pattern. And mind you, I have a pretty good size foot because I'm a pretty good size lady. I'm 5'11". I wear a size 10.5 shoe, 10.5, 11, depending on how the shoe is made. So I went for the largest size sock in the pattern. And I proceeded to knit this sock, and I'm doing so well, and I'm doing really good. There are some bobbles in here. There are some things that I'm not like super proud of, but I am proud that I even got the sock made, right? So here I am knitting this sock along, and there it is. This thing is absolutely humongous. There is the sock. You can't even get it all in the picture. There it is. Here is the sock. It's too big for me. I'm going to tell you that much. It's too big for me. I got the foot, did the heel. I should have been trying it on. Yes, ma'am. I should have been trying it on, but I did not. Okay. I know better now. You need to try it on as you go, but I was thinking that I probably should be trying it on, but I wasn't sure how that would work when you've got double pointed needles in there and you're trying it on your foot, and what if it's, all the stuff. Anyway, so I didn't try it on. I'm just knitting it. So there it is. There's the sock. I did the heel. I followed the pattern and did the heel. I was so proud of myself. And then I added back in my stitches, and I'm going up the leg. And then I did the cuff, and the cuff is like really loose, and I'm thinking, man, it's not looking the way it should. It's looking really loose, and when I put it on, it is too big for me. So I either made it too big, or I used too large of a needle. So because I'm using size 2s, which is what it told me to do. I even started the second sock before I made my decision, because here's my second sock. I got it on the needles now. But here's my decision. Since that sock is too big for me, I have decided, number one, I'm going to go down to the next smaller size sock, and I bought size 1 needles. I bought them at Hobby Lobby today. I went to Hobby Lobby. But, the socks is not the only thing that I have been busy knitting. That's not the only reason I haven't posted until now. So the socks, yeah, I put the socks away for a little bit because not really discouraged with it, but I think I need my brain to rest from that for a little while, maybe a week or so, until I can get myself back together on it and get myself a little better organized. Plus, I have a special quilt that I need to make for someone before I go back to the socks, because the socks are not super important. So the other things that I have been knitting, because I've been really busy. Okay, so the other things that I have been putting together, this I did not knit, this I crocheted. But this was a pattern that I found online. It is a Premier pattern. And what I would like to do is get cotton or bamboo yarn and make the same top for summertime. Because this top, it's called the rectangle top. And it calls for worsted weight yarn. And I had no idea how heavy this top was going to be. By the looks of it in the picture, I thought it was going to be one of those little, simple, easy summer tops. It was going to be light. It was going to be fun for summer. And I put it together, and lo and behold, it's pretty heavy. It's for fall and winter, trust me. And here it is. I did finish it. It didn't take me very long. It only took me about a week to finish it. And it's very nice, and I like it. It's like wearing a blanket. Believe me, I did it in solid navy. I didn't have any Premier yarn that I wanted to use. It would have been better if I had. But I had navy loops and threads, worsted weight yarn that I used on this. And then I did a light gray for the trim. Now, the pattern doesn't call for a trim or anything like that. I just wanted to do that because I liked the way it would have looked. And this thing is huge. It's really big. It's big on me, and I absolutely love it. It fits me quite nicely. It's almost like wearing a blanket. It's huge. There it is. And if you have your AC going in the summertime and you're in your house and you get cold, put the thing on. It will keep you warm. It's very nice. I like it. So you do two panels. You would do a right side panel, a left side panel, and you make them both exactly the same way. It's not a problem. It's not a big deal. And you sew them together a specific way, and then voila, you have a top. Easiest pattern on the face of the planet. I mean super easy. It's single crochet one row and double crochet the next row. And you just cannot get easier than this top. If you're a beginner crocheter and you want something easy to make, a really easy top to make, do this top. It's called the rectangle top. It's on the Premier website. So you go to the Premier website and look, go to their menu and do their drop down menu, and that's where it is. It's in their sweaters, and it's like I said, super easy. It just does not get easier than that. I want to make one for this summer, but I want to make it out of cotton or bamboo, something like really light, maybe even a 3-weight, a DK weight would be perfect for summertime. So if you're looking for something easy, something quick for summertime, this would be the top to do. This would definitely be the top to do. So let me encourage you with that. I'm going to take this thing off now because it is a little bit too warm. I need to wash it and get it soft and get that itch out of it. I think the itch is from the dye in the yarn. I don't really care for that very much. Okay, so the other thing I've been knitting is a few videos ago, I purchased, remember when I showed you, I purchased Bloom Chunky Big from Walmart. And this is it. The colorway is Wildflower. Okay, this is the colorway Wildflower. They have lots of other colorways. I think there are 12 colorways in the Bloom Chunky Big. This is a bulky 5. It takes a size 11 knitting needle or a size 8mm crochet hook, or a size L. So there's that. And if you want to know what it looks like knitted, and I suggest if you're going to crochet it, use either a single or maybe a half double, something where you're going to have stripes, because this is what it will look like. And the reason they call it bloom is because when you knit or crochet it, it comes out in these stripes with flowers. And that's what I like about it. And that's what, when I was on the Premier website and I was looking at the bloom chunky yarns, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for, what does this look like if it's knitted or crocheted? And this is the one I picked. I like the teals and the purples and the way it comes out with the little flowers. So there it is. That's what it looks like. There is your swatch. And this, what I am knitting with this, I got 2 skeins of it. I may have to go get a 3rd skein to make sure that it's big enough. I am making a corner to corner knit shawl. I am doing a 10-minute a day knit along with Nina's Knots and Charmed Grammy on YouTube. And Shannon from Another Yarn is also involved in that, and they have a video every other Wednesday at 7 p.m. So if you want to watch that, you may go watch that. I can put the link, I will put the link in the description if you want to be involved in that. So those are the things that I have been knitting. Okay, some of the things I've been knitting. The other thing I've been knitting is, let me get the pattern, is last fall. Again, from Premier, because I love Premier. I go on the website a lot. Okay, I'm not an affiliate or anything like that, but I do like Premier yarns, and I do buy their yarns quite a bit. I found a sweater, and I like their sweater patterns because they make them large enough to fit me. I wear that. I have a couple of X's more than just extra large. Okay, I'll say it that way. Anyway, they make their sweater patterns, most of them, large enough that if I knit a sweater, it's going to fit me. So I'm doing the Neon Stripes pullover. Okay, I did not purchase Premier yarn. What I did purchase, and I purchased the yarn before I found the sweater pattern. The yarn I am using is, I purchased 6 skeins of I Love This Yarn Sport Weight from Hobby Lobby. It is 2.5 ounces. It is sport weight, which means it's a 3. Okay, 3 lightweight. It takes a US size 6 needle or a size H crochet hook. Now, the pattern does call to begin the pattern with a size 5 needles, and then when you do the main body of the sweater, go up to a 6. I did not have size 5 needles, so I started it on size 6 needles and then went up to 7. So I'm working it on size 6 and 7 needles. Okay, so I got the back panel completely finished. Oh, and the other yarn I am using for this, because it has stripes in it, and I'm going to say that the pattern, if you look at the pattern, the collar and the cuffs are the same as the main body of the sweater. Okay, and then the stripes are all neon rainbow color. But, you know, me being the rebel that I am, I changed it up a little bit because of the yarn that I have. The yarn that I have is yarn that I had purchased from a local yarn shop near me. This is one of them. I purchased 2 skeins of yarn. It is from a local yarn shop called U2 Yarn. U2 Yarn. And I will leave the link to that for you in the description as well, if you would like to go look at their yarn shop and go shop there. This yarn right here, it is called Tulipalooza. It is 100% merino and 19% micron SW. There are 437 yards or 400 meters. And like I said, I purchased 2 skeins of this. It is hand painted, nature inspired at u2yarn.com. So that's the yarn that I am using. So this, it is a beautiful little peachy orange color that I absolutely adore. And so I used that. So that's what it looks like at the bottom of the sweater. And then I put it, that's where it is in the stripes. Instead of the neon stripes, it's I did the stripes to match the ribbing. So there is that. That's the other thing I have been knitting on. And I began this last, I believe it was September or October. And I got about this much. I got about right about there. And it was just sitting and sitting and sitting and sitting and sitting. And my beautiful dear friend from church, I told her I had begun knitting socks, and she said, well, that's wonderful, but what about your sweater? And I said, oh yeah, I have a sweater I need to finish. Well, I guess I should get that sweater done then, huh? And that was all she had to say about it. And I thought, you know what? I really should finish one project before I start another one, right? So I picked up the sweater and I started knitting, and I finished the back. So I'm thinking and hoping, really hoping that this that the amount of ivory yarn that I purchased will be enough to get me through. I think I need one more skein of ivory yarn, which I went to Hobby Lobby today and I picked up what I thought was another skein of ivory yarn, but when I got to the car and looked at it, it said it's white. So Monday I'm going to have to take it back and exchange it for ivory. So anyway, this is where I am with the front side. I had to purchase some size 7 circular needles. They were on size 7 straights, which I kind of wasn't liking that. I wanted them to go on circulars. So I got some circulars. I've got them on the circulars now, and it's going much faster. Why do things knit faster on the circulars than they do on the straights? I have no idea why, but they do. They're Susan Bates size 7 circulars. I got them at Walmart. They were like $7.89 or $7.99, something like that. So there's that. So I've been working on that. I want to get that sweater done because I would like that for early fall, September, October, that kind of. And it is a lighter sweater. It is DK weight. I believe that merino yarn is either a 2 or a 3. It's a very thin yarn, and I'm going to have more than enough of that when I finish the sweater. I could probably make, when I get good enough with the socks that I'm working on, once I learn how to do socks really good, I can probably make a pair of socks out of that merino wool. I would like to get some contrasting colors and make some more socks. I would like to learn socks well enough. My son would like a pair and my daughter would like a pair. So anyway, okay, what else have I been working on? Okay, so the other thing I have been working on is I have mentioned in the past that I knit hats for a homeless shelter that is close by. So this is one of the hats. I knit these on size 11 straights. I double the strands, and I have a very vanilla pattern that I do. And all of these little vanilla patterns that I do for this, stuff like this, I am going, this week I'm going to start doing tutorials on these things. So please bear with me. Give me a few days. Let me get myself set up. I'm trying to figure out how, because I have to film all this myself. I don't have anyone filming for me. I don't have another person in my house doing the videoing and editing and stuff. I have to do everything myself. So, and that's not me whining, that's just telling you it's me doing everything myself. So I have to figure out my setup and what that's going to look like and what it's going to look like for me to get my needles, my yarn, everything in a place and get my camera in a position where whoever is watching the video can see what I'm doing and in detail, and for me to be able to make that video short enough to keep people's attention and all the stuff. So anyway, this is a very soft hat. This was made from Big Twist yarn. It was made from a yarn called Unicorn, and it was also made from not Big Twist Twinkle. It was Mainstays Purple, and that is a sparkle yarn. So there's that. Okay, so in a couple of videos ago, I told you that I have been online and I inquired about a group of people who knit hats for newborns and premature babies in hospitals. So, and it's called madhatterknit.org. So I have been knitting baby hats, and you either knit them or you put them on a loom. So of course I have a very small loom. It has okay, that's what I thought. It has 24 pegs. I also have the little pick where you pick up the bottom yarn and put it over the top. I can do, if you want to learn that, I can do a tutorial because it is a very vanilla pattern, and I can show you how to do these because these baby hats have to be, and the preemies and newborns have to be a very specific size is what they want. So I have been, oh my goodness, I have loomed 6 of the hats. They don't really take very long. They take about probably a couple of hours. And the loomed hats, they want them double stranded. Okay, so I find a 3-weight and a worsted weight and put together. So I had a white 3-weight that had a little bit of color in it. It had blues and pinks and yellows in it. And then I had my smaller skeins of the Premier Just Yarns by Premier that I purchased at Dollar Tree. Okay, and I can get about 4 hats out of one of these. I can get 3 to 4 hats out of one of these small skeins. Okay, so and there is a specific pattern. So if you go on the madhatterknit.org website and look under the preemie hats, it gives you the specific pattern and tells you exactly how to put the little hats together, because they want them with, this is called the brim, and they want them with the brim. So I did 2 with this sherbet color, I did 2 with yellow, and then 2 with a light pink. And I am looking for some more like a 3-weight white color yarn. I believe Bernat should have the Bernat Baby Sport yarn or something like that. I need a skein of Bernat Baby Sport in white. I've been to Walmart, I don't know how many times. Sometimes they carry it, sometimes they don't. When they have it, I don't have the money. When I do have the money, they don't have the yarn. Figure that out. But anyway, so I made 6 of those. And then when I'm not making those, I actually have a vanilla hat pattern that I use. This is also, all of these little hats are the Premier Just yarn, and I can get several hats because they are the preemie size. I can get several hats out of one of these skeins. So and these when I knit these on a size 6 straight needles, and these are really easy to make. I can do a tutorial on those as well, and you can either do a newborn size or the preemie size. So, and I do those with size 6 needles. So, And those, aren't those cute? I had some, I don't remember if this was Big Twist or where I had this, but it was some leftover yarn and it was really bright pink. I don't know if my camera is picking up how bright that is, but anyway. And then there's a like a turquoise. I got all these little girl hats made. I need to get some boy color hats made. But anyway, I've got some yellow ones done. There's some yellow ones. Some yellows are better than others, but anyway, that's what I've been working on. So I've been quite busy. I haven't been just, sitting around. I did have another newborn preemie hat pattern, but it didn't come out as good as I wanted it to. Didn't really care for it that much. I mean, I guess it's okay, but I didn't care for it as much. Now, this yarn is a 2 or 3 weight. I believe it's a 3 weight. I got it from Temu, and it is a very decent yarn. It's a really thin yarn, and I was thinking about putting it with some blue yarn and putting it on the loom for the boy hats, because I do need to make some boy hats. And the thing is, when I get 30 hats completed, that's when I need to report to the madhatterknits.org. I need to report to them and send in my report and show them, because you have to record how many hats you have completed and send them a report. So, and now, I don't know where you are. You can go on the website and you can look up to see where your local hospital is that takes the hat for the madhatters.org. Here in Texas, there is only one hospital here in Texas. So anyway, okay, now for the good stuff. I did it's a very small purchase that I made today. I'm really very sad. Very, very sad. Because I kept hearing from all my crafty, yarny neighbor, everybody that I listened to on YouTube, everybody kept saying and showing these wonderful hauls they got from Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby's doing their clearance. You have to go to Hobby Lobby. Everybody go to Hobby Lobby. They're having their clearance. Really? Okay. So today, after my Quilt Guild meeting, I went and, before I went to Hobby Lobby, I stopped at Dollar Tree, just because it's a Dollar Tree I had never been before. It was in a neighboring town. And I did get very few things. I love it that the Dollar Tree carries these, it's called Crafter Square aluminum crochet hooks. This one is a 5.5 millimeter, which I believe is either an H or an I. There's that. And I have used these before. These are very good hooks. Okay, these are really good hooks. I am going to use this if and when I need to. I like the way it holds. Now, this isn't a super soft plastic. It's a harder plastic, but the length and the size of this, and the length and the size of the shaft where the hook and everything is, the hook goes through the yarn the way it's supposed to, and the way you hold the hook, it actually does quite nicely. So I'm going to pull some yarn. Actually, I'm going to get some yarn that's already out somewhere. Here, let me use this little bit of yellow I've got here. I'm gonna use this because I want you to see. Now, Dollar Tree has other crochet hooks, and they come in a large package. There's like 12 or 14 hooks. They go everywhere from 2 millimeter all the way up to a 8 mil or 9 millimeter, because I have bought the package before, and I attempted to use them, but the way they are made, they're not that great. Okay, and they will break if you're not careful with them. They don't go through, because they are plastic, not acrylic. They are not great. They don't go through the yarn. See, this goes through the yarn. Look at this. It's going through this yarn really, really well. It's going through that yarn like it's butter. It's absolutely wonderful. So, yeah. the handle isn't quite as long as it could be. I prefer a longer handle, but this is just fine. And the shaft, the metal shaft up here is what I'm concerned about. Some you get, they're not very smooth. They don't go through the yarn very well, but these are actually quite nice. I like them. It doesn't drag or anything as far as I'm concerned. So, and they're $1.25. But the downside is they only carry 3 sizes. They carry a 4.5 millimeter, a 5, and a 5 millimeter, and a 5.5 millimeter. That's the only downside to that. So, yeah. So here is the Premier yarn and the Crafter's Secret crochet hook. There you go. Look at that. How lovely is that? I've got some single crochets and double crochets. Look at there. Look at that. How nice is that? There we go. And it goes through that yarn like butter. It's great. It's very smooth. It works for me. The only thing I don't like about it, it has the 5.5 millimeter. Is that a G, an H, or an I? I don't know. I never can remember those things. I don't know why, but I can't. I have to look it up all the time. But anyway, that's one thing I got from the Dollar Tree is the crochet hook. The other thing I got was 2 skeins of this. It's called Light Apricot. I don't know if you can see that very well. The lighting in here isn't that great. It's early evening and the lighting isn't very good, but it's a very, very light peach. Let me put it up next to the sherbet and you can tell. See, this is a dark peach. This is the light peach. So this is the sherbet and this is the apricot. And those would be really pretty in a baby afghan together. Oh my goodness. I need to get some sherbet and apricot and do a baby afghan. Ooh, yeah. Okay. That just gave me some inspiration. Okay. So I got the apricot to do some more baby hats with. So the other thing I found, which I don't know why I keep torturing myself with these, but I do. I guess I keep hoping that I'm going to get one where all of the yarn is going to be there and it's going to have enough yarn for me to finish the entire project. Okay. So the other thing I got, Crafter Square Crochet Animal Kit, and this one is a bumblebee. So I got that. And it even comes with a teeny tiny crochet hook, which I am not going to use that little plastic crochet hook. I've got crochet hooks of my own that I'm going to use mine. So yeah, that. I'm going to use my own crochet hooks. I'm not going to use that because, yeah, I don't do plastic crochet hooks. They don't go through the yarn. They catch on the yarn and they split it and they tear it up and it just doesn't do well. Okay. It just doesn't. Okay. So then I did go to Hobby Lobby. And I have to say, I was extremely disappointed in my Hobby Lobby, my local Hobby Lobby, because everybody kept saying, Hobby Lobby's got clearance yarn, people coming out with all these big hauls, they're spending all this money on these yarn hauls. And I'm thinking, wow, I'm hoping I can get some yarn at Hobby Lobby on clearance. Are you serious? I'm thinking that my local Hobby Lobby is so small that either they don't put yarn on clearance or they put the yarn on clearance and it was already all bought up. I don't know which. I can't figure it out because I walked in there today. I looked for orange tags all up and down the 3 shelf aisles that had yarn. Not one clearance tag did I see on anything. I went to the little section where all the clearance stuff was. Not one skein of yarn to be had in the clearance section. So I was completely disappointed. So, but I did need to get some fabric, like I said, for a quilt. So I bought this beautiful gray fabric with paisley. That's gorgeous. That is going in a quilt, a very, very special quilt. I purchased 1 skein of, I love this yarn Sport Weight, super soft. And let me tell you, this stuff is really soft. However, I bought white instead of ivory. So this is going back on Monday. I have to trade it. I need to get ivory. The other thing I purchased is I already have two skeins of I Love This Cotton, but they are like print. They're like beige with different colors in them. And this color, bruschetta, the last time I was in Hobby Lobby when I went shopping and I videoed it, I picked this up. I was going to get it last time and then I ended up not getting it. I thought I could wait, and I did. I waited for today. I got it. It was not on sale today, but I got it anyway because I want it to go with the other yarn that I have. I love this cotton. This stuff, it's soft. It feels good. Oh my goodness. This is just Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton. Just, it's really nice yarn. It crochets nicely. It's absolutely wonderful. It is worsted weight, so it's a size 4. You can use up to a size 8 knitting needle. You can use up to an I or a size 9 crochet hook. You get 3.5 ounces per skein, 100 grams, 180 yards or 165 meters, and it is 100% cotton. So if you want to crochet or knit it for dishcloths, dish rags, or facial cloth for the shower or something like that, you can do that. It's 100% cotton, so you can get it wet, wash it, dry it, wash, dry. You can even iron it on low if you iron it on low, but you can. But do not bleach it. And if you wash it on warm. So there it is. And this is the type of yarn I would like to make. That top I was telling you about, I would like to get enough of this type of a yarn to make that top. So anyway, oh, and the other thing I purchased from Hobby Lobby, I told you about the socks. I need to go down 1 needle size. They did not have size 1 double point needles, so I got two size 1 circulars. So this is what I am going to use for my socks. I am going to attempt to make this work for my socks. So I'm going to try the sock again and do it on size 1s and see if I can make it work. Wish me luck, y'all. I will let you know. I will keep you informed, keep you updated with videos each week and let you know how I'm doing on the socks. Wish me luck, y'all. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I need help, okay? That's all I can tell you. I need help. I need help. And those look like they should do really well. So anyway, that's what I have been doing. That's why I have not posted in the last couple of weeks. I've been kind of busy. And today is the first day I've actually had time to get a video done. So I will do my best to get videos out more regular, I promise. I apologize for the delay in the videos. So that's what's going on in my life right now. I have more knitting to do. I have crocheting to do. I am still working on my grandson and his wife. I am still working on their Afghan. Yes, I am. I promise I am still working on that. All right. Thank you for watching. If you like my content, please like, please subscribe, go ahead and share, hype it up. I would appreciate that so much. YouTube likes it when you do things like that. It helps their algorithms. It helps them to know what to show, who to show, all that kind of stuff. They like it when you do that. So anyway, all right. I will see you in the next video. Y'all have a great weekend. Bye.